マスターは王とは違うのですよね。そのあたりの感覚がよくわからないのですが。でも、道を進む方にお仕えするのは、なんだか懐かしいです。魔術師は嫌いです。魔術師というのは、おおむね冷たくて、意地悪で、いつも何か恐ろしいことを考えている連中です。でもマスターは別です。マスターからは、あの伝説の大魔術師、花の魔術師として名高きマーリン様の気配を感じます。マーリン様の演者でいらっしゃるならば、はい、問題なしです。
Okay, so hello. We are beginning now. I was initially trying to set up my closed captioning, which seemed to be not working properly, but I managed to get that fixed. So today I am going to be doing, well, I'll start by doing one match and then I'll probably do a challenge quest. As you can see, I've bought out basically all of the shop and I have enough currency to buy the foes. I'm just gonna wait to buy the foes because I always like to wait as long as possible, because the later I wait, the longer or the later that I can take out the foes from the present box, because items in the present box expire after a year, I believe. So it buys me a couple weeks, oh, not even a week actually, but it's something. Anyway, so I've looked up at least what this match is, and I do know that they're all 2-on-2, including one support character, so I can't just choose two of my own servants. Hello Nat, thank you for coming by. Yeah, long time no see. Hope you're doing well. I hope this event has been kind to you. I've had pretty good luck in terms of CE drops and such. So I figured it might be fun to try to do a solo on this, but I also imagine there's not gonna be many people who have put a level 1 Leonidas or level 1 Georgios onto their support slot. So my insane double kits. Yeah, that was kind of insane. Unfortunately, not on my main account. But yeah, it was a rainbow and then just a glowy yellow orb. It was quite freaky. Anyway, I wanted to get a solo, so I could also look for an Arash here to blow himself up. But that's not a friend Arash, so it's not gonna work. Well, I did see a level 1 red hair. I can just try using that and let him die quickly. And yeah, I thought it might be fun to see how well I can manage with her and her... She's got 100% attack buff for the event, which is obviously quite a solid buff. So I think her by herself could probably do wonders. She has a guts. I can use the Mystic Code for a dodge. And yeah, it might be worth just trying that using ENP, yeah, charge. Occupied with the Christmas holidays lately? To be honest, not really. Not so much in real life. In real life, since I don't, because there aren't that many holiday stuff happening in person this year. I did have a holiday party on video with my company, but yeah, real life Christmas died this year. Kinda, yeah. Right. Hope you're doing well, Wave Master. It's not too bad. Alright, so I think I'll start by using that. So my Bradamante is 9-9-10, so I think I can get her third skill cycling this. Okay, it's only for himself, but might as well do it to buff his arts card. Try that. But yeah, so I guess I've been, in terms of Christmas or holidays, it's mainly been FGO. Been spending plenty of time doing holiday stuff, holiday farming. Normally I would have been going to a movie theater with my family. We watched the last Star Wars movie last year on Christmas. Not that good of a movie. In fact, a pretty bad movie. But something to do with family anyway. This year I'll probably at least see my family in person and everything. And what's with these guts? I didn't know we had all these guts on this fight. Oh. Okay, it must be something to do with how the match works. Whether it's this specific match or all the matches. The challenge matches are for fun. You can't lose. Oh. See. Do I enjoy Bradamante? Yeah, Bradamante, I will say she is good in the event. I don't think she's quite that good outside the event because she doesn't refund very well. But the fact that she has a 20% NP charge that she can give to anyone, and the fact that she does have an AoE quick NP, has meant that I've found her to be quite useful in the event farming. Yeah, she can clear out the Moriarty wave, the last wave of the Archer node, at NP1 with just her own buffs. No need, or actually just her own buffs and double Scotty. Or double Scotty or double Waver, to be honest. They both work. Okay, so you can't lose. In that case, I guess I should take some Fun Servants instead of... I figured Bradamante would be good because she has the 100% attack buff, but if that 100% attack buff is unnecessary, it'd still be fun to try to do it solo style. Well, I guess it would depend on which support servant I can find. If I can find some fun friend supports. Okay, so I guess these matches, if they really are just for fun, I can power through them fairly quickly. I was a little worried I might have to fight for a while. Right, we do have this. Let's see, so this one's Archer and Rider. I guess I can try taking Shiki, Arts, and NP Strength. And it doesn't matter which Mystic Code I use. I'll just use the only one that I haven't maxed out yet. Last Star Wars. Yeah, well, it did feel like a parody of a Star Wars, as if they were trying to fit 3 hours worth of stuff into 2, or 3 movies worth of stuff into 1 movie, something like that. Yeah. But anyway, this year, like I said, not doing a whole lot in person Christmas wise, but oh right, Georgios can't die. Well, he can at least do that. Georgios can't die, which means he can't provide that bond CE invul, but the invul's not necessary, I guess. And yeah, I've realized I need to farm the hell out of this event, or I don't need to, but I'm motivated to because of the bones. I did not realize just how many bones I still hadn't spent yet. As they say, bone hell is forever. But because I got some new servants, like Ivan the Terrible, who needs bones, and the fact that I've had Rama and Nitocris for a very long time, and they each need 180 bones. Now I have 10'd most of their skills, so I really only need 60 bones for each of them. But 60 bones each is still quite a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure how many boxes I'm gonna open on this Christmas. I'm hoping I can get a lot. Like, during Guildfest I opened over 200, almost 250 boxes. I don't know if I can do that many because during Christmas, of course, there's a lot less time. But I should have a decent amount of time to farm during the holidays. Stream Genshin for the 1.2 update Wednesday. Yeah, maybe. I'll be pretty. In terms of time, I'll have a good amount of time because it is the holidays. I didn't know 1.2 was dropping on Wednesday. But now that I've hit 29,000 Primo Gems, so I have no compulsion, or I have no worries about spending Primo Gems at all. So I might do some pulls maybe, who knows. I haven't been doing the delivery event at all. After the first couple days, I just decided, fuck it, it's not worth the trouble for 60 Primo Gems. Especially since, yeah, to be honest, I've been kinda growing a little bored of the game. Maybe not bored, but just kind of realizing that the main game cycle is what it is, and yeah, it's not the most exciting. So I haven't been spending much time playing the game. I want to try to limit it to maybe an hour a day. Unless there's some major event going on, I guess. Because one thing I realized about Genshin Impact versus FGO is that it feels more of a treadmill than FGO does. Need a lot less because my last servant was Kacheng. Yeah, very fortunate again that my 1 5-star that I've ever pulled is Kacheng. I mean, I'm very fortunate at all to have any 5-star, I guess, but the fact that it was Kacheng. But yeah, it feels more like a treadmill than FGO does, and I don't feel as accomplished when it comes to progress because of the way it keeps leveling up the world. You know, it's design philosophy that makes sense. Even in a non-gacha game like Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, for instance, leveled up the world along with your character. But I found that it's not especially for a gacha game like Genshin Impact, it's not a game cycle that I particularly enjoy. And the good, I guess, yeah, it's like Genshin Impact has good combat. It's like, it's got a good gameplay system overall. And the gacha aspects, the way they kind of play with the way they play with the game mechanics in order to aid its gacha aspects, I think, unfortunately hurt the overall fun of the gameplay. Because, like, yeah, the actual combat's really solid, and you could build just a really good $60 game based on that combat system, but they didn't. And they're making a hell of a lot more money because of that. Try to roll Rosella, 30 roll? Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that if that's what happens, if Rosella is the one who's the 4-star with Albedo. Albedo? I imagine Sucrose will be, right? Because Sucrose is the assistant or one of the assistants to Albedo. Let's see. I've only got 4 more of these. Yeah, I was a little worried that these might be tough and I might need to spend these lucha belts like over and over again to get them, but I guess if it's impossible to lose. Let's see, then let's try taking some more fun servants. It just gets me that I don't think I'm even allowed to say this word on Twitch, but it just gets me that it's FGO just lets people use that as a username. Meanwhile, the censorship in Genshin Impact is just way over the top. You can barely have a conversation with someone because it's so sensitive how like how easily it catches things as being words that they need to censor. The Jalter's always fun, I guess, but let's see, we got the foreigner, and I guess against a foreigner I should what is it? Alter egos work pretty well. Could take a berserker and an alter ego. The berserker can take care of the saber, and the alter ego can take care of the foreigner. I do have a grailed alter ego. Instead of her, maybe I could. I'll take her. And I could just give her free NP every turn, that might be nice, because that way I can just have her NPing a bunch. Did I try Santa Cats? Yeah, I have actually. I've used her a bit in farming, because I haven't been running 3-turn farming nodes, or I guess the nodes are the same, but I haven't been doing 3-turn farming, so I haven't been using just servants that have NP charges. And Santa Cats is pretty great. She works really well during the event, I will say. I'll try her maybe on the next fight. I can try her along with what's her name? Bradamante. Let's see, so we got a Brave Chain from Passion Lip. Let's just go ahead and yeah, Santa Cats, I will say, I kind of wish they gave her a 20% NP charge for herself or something like that. She'd be a very great farmer with just something like that. But, you know, even so, having charisma and a buster buff, along with the NP5 AoE Noble Phantasm, that's gonna be neutral against basically everyone, right? I guess Berserkers will get double damage, and Moon Cancers, right? I think Moon Cancers get double damage from rulers. So I mean that's a pretty good overall setup for a servant. And I've already level 80'd her. I think she's 777, 888 maybe. That's one thing I love about rulers. Their skills are super easy to level up. She did need giant rings, but one of the farming nodes did have drops of those, so I spent some. Let's see. I do have crit stars, so I think I'll save Passion Lips NP, and I'll have Atalante alter crit. Let's try that. Yep, Moon Cancer, I see, yep. So, yeah, I recall during the CCC event, Ruler Martha was actually a hard... how do you say? A hard counter to BB. So yeah, then I guess every ruler in this game sort of has his or her own niche. It's like almost no two rulers are alike. And it's like, in terms of an offensive ruler, one who actually deals damage herself, Kets and Martha are the only two, really. Maybe, I guess Shiwong Di counts as well. Yeah. But each of them has they have three different types of NPs. AoE, single target, and a taunt plus invul plus damage buff. So I think it's pretty cool that they gave us Kets for free, who has her own niche. Wonder when the rerun of the CCC event, you don't have BB? Wait, we know when it's gonna happen, right? I think, let me see. Seraph, it's had one rerun in Japan. So we know it's gonna have a rerun in NA just 2 years later. February 20th, 2019. Yeah. So it looks like it's gonna... Oh, Amakusa Shiro, you're right, I forgot about him. He's a AoE. So you can see Seraph February 20th, 2019 in Japan, which means it's gonna be around February 20th, 2021 in NA. So that's your chance to get BB. So that's very soon. I'm looking forward to it for myself. Hopefully I can get Melt. I'm not going to be pulling too hard for her. And it'll also be cool to get those rare prisms for more copies of BB. Alright, so we got a caster and a berserker. Well, let's see. If I have a friend who has... Ooh, somebody really likes Kets. Actually, I'm curious. Does this person have Rider Kets as well? Yep, NP2. Oh yeah, no problem. You didn't miss the rerun. You'll also get we've also got the rerun of Kaleido, Ruby, whatever. Prismaelia. Oh, this person loves Kets, huh? Good for them. Anyway, I'll use that, and I'll use my Bradamante, and hopefully they can double team these folks quite well. 25% NP gain up. Oh. Yeah, nice Kets, right? It is always nice if your waifu is also a welfare servant, kind of like how my waifu is Shiki, because that way you get that NP5 for free. It's pretty satisfying having your waifu at NP5 level 100. But let's see, so Amakusa Shiro, I guess, he's kind of a niche AoE berserker. He's a utility, not berserker, AoE buster NP. He's a utility servant, I guess, whereas Ketz is more of a, I guess, a buster crit servant. Yes, because Amakusa Shiro's main big thing that he does so well is remove enemy buffs before he does NP, but his NP actually isn't that powerful, which is to say he doesn't have that many buffs for his NP, whereas Ketz has both a charisma and a buster buff along with some crit buffs. So yeah, I guess they do fill similar roles, both being AoE. It's kind of like how you might say Shi Di and Jean kind of fit similar roles because they both have very high HP and have the ability to protect friends using their own NPs with Invul. We're failing to have Jalter. Summer Jalter is level 100. Yeah, nice. Right, that's another good one. Yeah, because she's welfare, right? But I'm pretty sure you'll get Jalter pretty soon, within a couple weeks, right? That's when her banner drops. Or not her banner, but I believe she's gonna be on split rate up with a bunch of with the Benny. Is it either that or there's a rotation of limited servants, but I think it's a split rate up with Benny with other limited servants. All right, let's see that ass. Let's I'm just gonna watch this at regular speed. Alright, nice. 70k, so that's 35k effectively without the event buff. Which is pretty respectable considering it's AoE. 2 weeks before her banner. I see, yeah, because it's not going to drop immediately on the first. After checking out info on Benny I'm really thinking I should try pulling hard for her. She seems really good. When I look at her second and third skills, along with her first, all her skills really, she seems really good. Just a really solid servant. Another foreigner. So yeah, I'm really tempted to get her. Or at least try to get her. We'll see if I can get her. Let's see. Let's try using... Yeah, Ivan the Terrible. I've really enjoyed using Ivan during this event. He doesn't have a self-charge, but he hits like a fucking truck because of the event buff. Yep. He's okay gameplay-wise, but you prefer Okita? Huh, interesting. I guess Okita is just... she's simple, but she's super strong. Right? You still got that year 1 skills kit, and despite never being upgraded, she's still one of the best single target sabers after all this time. And yeah, she's adorable though. Yeah, the Benny. Definitely, I mean, even if she wasn't good, I would want her, but the fact that she also seems like a really good servant really makes me want her. Yeah. Let's see. So Ivan the Terrible and Di, I think, would be considered as 2 of the best 5 stars in the game, I think. Which would, I guess, make them 2 of the best servants in the game, period. Like, if you had to make a list of the top game-breaking servants, it'd be like... I guess by now there's probably a list of 5, 6, 7 5 stars. Merlin, Scotty, Shiwangdi, Ivan the Terrible, maybe. Even though Ivan the Terrible is more his AoE buff removal, sort of his thing. And obviously Castoria in Japan. Tamamo, I guess, might be... You might consider it, because she does have... Her NP provides an incredibly unusual ability of lowering skill cooldowns. I personally can't wait until Narrow Bride gets her buff. That's gonna be fun. Being able to charge up NP. Charge up NP with her skill instead of just the NP NP gain up buff. She should definitely help a lot for farming. They'll buff Zhongli on Genshin. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw some YouTube video where some guy was talking about that. Definitely not what I expected. I guess they must have gotten a lot of complaints. I mean, that'd be my guess. And I mean, good for people who have Zhongli, like you, right? He's gonna get even more powerful. I'm just surprised that they kind of folded in a way that quickly. I don't know if folded is the right term, as somebody who doesn't know the situation with Zhongli too well. You know, I've only ever played with him in the trial quest. So I don't know exactly how legit the complaints were, but I kind of thought usually developers just stick to their guns on something like that. Triman multi is very powerful. Yeah, I mean, that's the sense that I got, that he is a super powerful servant who's just kind of hard, maybe not hard to use, but has a playstyle that a lot of people aren't used to. But, you know, in any case, he's gonna get better, right? So, like I said, good for people who have him now. Let's see, MHXX is... MHXX does have a Pierce Invul skill, but I guess one nice thing about enemies in FGO is that they don't act very intelligently and they don't use the buff for their NP. Alright, Qin Huang. Alright, let's use that for the attack buff. Oh, and the crit landed too, nice. Or not the crit, the stun. Yeah, and I heard something about Zhongli, the pillar that he summons, I think it's gonna be you're gonna be able to summon more of them now or something? Or, oh, no, it's like you can summon it when you also use his shield. Which seems pretty useful because it seemed like the pillar was sort of his main attack. Well, not the main attack, but one of his main damage sources of damage, kind of like how in Keqing her stiletto is one of her main sources of damage. Eternal Ice, nice. And so this way, when you use his shield, you also get to get the offense as well. Oh, also I realized during the event just how damn good this guy is, because I have him on my Korean account, and holy cow, when you... I mean, part of it is that he has a attack buff from the event, but when you get his buffs up, which unfortunately only have him up like once every 6 turns or something, he just does monster damage. GSSR, do you want to roll with the GSSR? To be honest, I don't know. Actually, let me I actually don't even know which what the pool of servants are in the GSSR. I know it's gonna involve... Is it... It's gonna involve limited, right? It's one pool of all limited. Okay. Yeah, if it's gonna be just one pool of all limited, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna think too hard on it. But among all the limited servants, who would I want? I don't know. I have most... Okay, let's think about it in terms of each class. I don't really care to get limited sabers. I already have a pretty good pool of limited archers. I guess lancers, I'd be happy with Brynhilde. Ooh, Archer Artoria might be nice. I'd be pretty happy with her. I'd be very unhappy with probably any assassin. Well, Leo would be nice. And I guess Sherlock Holmes would be nice too. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, he's a servant that I've barely like played around with, so I don't really know what to expect. But he seems super fun. Right, so if I'm gonna bring my own Shiki, I could bring someone to try to buff her up. Just for the heck of it. Are there any Tamamos? I guess I could just bring a waiver. No. Your top tier list is Umu, Merlin, Jalter, Summermaid. Kiara? Oh, yeah, Kiara. I'd be pretty happy with Kiara too, or Melt. Except Merlin for waiver reasons. Yeah, well, I mean, good luck. I'm guessing by Umu you mean caster rather than saber, right? Because they're both limited. Saber or bride, narrow bride versus caster narrow. Guess I'm lucky enough that I have Merlin and I don't care too much about Jalter. Oh, bride, you mean bride? Okay. Well, good luck on that. Bride is fantastic. I really do love her. And like I said, she's gonna get even better. Okay, let's get Shiki's NP charged up. I guess I actually would probably be quite happy with the Jalter now that I think about it. Even though I'm not a huge Jalter fan, I don't have an Avenger on my NA account. At least I don't have a... Yeah, I don't think I have any Avenger on my NA account now that I think about it. Well, other than I have NP8 or NP9 of what's his name? Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. The friend point guy, Angry Mango. But other than that, I don't think I have any Avengers. So getting Jalter would be nice, or Dante's, I guess. Yeah, Saber Shiki would be nice. I'd be very happy if I got NP4 Saber Shiki. You know, like I certainly wouldn't complain about that at all. Yeah, it would be pretty because I never really ever planned on getting Saber Shiki beyond NP2. To be honest, I wasn't even sure if I'd get her NP2. Was very happy just to get her NP1. But I figured it would be nice to get her NP2 because she has that skill that drains her own NP. So the idea of me maxing out Saber Shiki was never really on the cards or on the table. I don't know which phrase is the correct one. But anyway, um, so the fact that it's actually an outside possibility, if I just get two more copies of her, which in a in this game, getting 2 copies of any given 5-star is a long shot, but on the table in the cards. Okay, thank you. In the cards. Yes, that makes perfect sense. So I was just mixing up, kind of like how I think it was George Bush said, like I know it can be hard to put food on your family, and he was mixing up the phrases. It can be hard to feed your family and to put food on your table. But he said it can be hard to put food on your family. So I was saying on the cards instead of in the cards or on the table. Alright, so I did all the matches, which again I was expecting to take longer, but pretty glad to get them through with. But now what I really want is the lore. Now, from the looks of things, this is it's a pretty standard boss rush, but it's kind of reminiscent of the finale in Narrowfest 1, where each servant has some sort of gimmick, but it doesn't seem nearly as difficult as that one. So, I'm thinking it might be fun to try bringing a servant who has an event damage buff. And I know at the end it's going to be Summer Maeve, so an archer might be nice. But, well, there's a lot going on in terms of the servants. Ooh, I kind of like this. Level 100 Ku, who has a 50% attack buff. That's a bit of a shame that he's not max foed, but still pretty solid. And so I'm thinking in the front I can have her with her 100% attack buff. Decency. One more in the back. And the back, since it's Maeve, I think I like having an archer with a guts. On her... Actually, on her, this might be good because getting more damage cut on top of her damage cut. And on her... Now, she already has her own quick buff, so stacking another quick buff on top of that isn't the best. She doesn't have an attack buff on her own, so something that gives her an attack or NP gain would both be pretty good. NP gain and NP strength and crit strength, that's not too bad. Yep. Santa Carna on JP? I actually didn't see it. I knew that he's happening, and I think he might be the first male Santa servant, but I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I guess I'll get him in a couple years. Santa Carna. I just think it's a shame that his main version just has a 25% NP charge. Right, on him, let's go for the standard defense. I kind of want to level up this defense CE someday. Guess I could bring Mosh. She does have a attack buff in the event. Back, somebody else who has an attack buff. I could try bringing her. She could be fun. Yeah, it was unexpected. Yeah, that's the sense that I got. I'm sure a lot of fangirls are happy though. I know Karna is a big fangirl magnet. And same with Arjuna. On her. Do I have enough cost to put in this 4-star C? Yeah. Oh, on him. Oh no. Alright, let's give this a shot. We'll see. I don't know how well we can manage. I might need a debuff cleanser. I guess Martha could do that. She also has an event buff. Everyone hates Arjuna. I do hate Arjuna spooks. Fortunately, I've never had to get one. But man, I hate how long Arjuna's animations are. Speaking of which, I did see the new animation for Arash's NP, and I think that is a damn shame. It's like, if I were DW, and if I'm giving Arash an animation update, the one thing I would guarantee is that its NP is shorter than the current Arash. I would make it look 10 times cooler, but also make it just 1 millisecond shorter. But no, they had to make it longer. Oh yeah, Zerker Arjuna. I hear he's coming next year and he's gonna be just a monster, that he's basically, he breaks the game. He makes the game trivial or something like that. Alright, so we got an arts chain, we got... I'm gonna use Masha's skill now. She's gonna get her NP up. Doesn't have an attack buff on, so what I'll do is focus on her, because I think once Bradamante NPs, she will be able to kill the other two. Too much amazing servants next year. Yeah, right. I probably won't be getting Zerk Arjuna either. I don't know what other servants are on raid up around that time, or other banners are on in that time, but I imagine I'll be wanting to save up Saint Quartz. Okay, so let's keep working on the banana. And yeah, I think by doing this, we get Masha's defense buff, which should help keep everyone alive for another turn. Let's see. Bradamante's NP is not gonna do any damage for... Or actually, wait. I think Bradamante has a debuff cleanse on her third skill. Yeah, it does. Okay, so I can have Bradamante NP and damage everyone. I guess I can use her Brave Chain now. Yeah, so this way she gets her NP up, and she can, her NP will do damage. Alright, I'm gonna roll the dice here, and I'm gonna hope that her NP... Actually, no. I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be able to do enough damage to kill him outright. But actually, he might be worth more killing. It's between Kama and Maonobu. Oh, which is before Summer 4. Okay, yeah. If he's before Summer 4 by, yeah, a little, then yeah, I'm not gonna be spending any Saint Quartz, basically. And who knows how many Saint Quartz I'll have left after Kama, because Kama, among all the servants next year, is probably the one I want the most. It's hard to say. It's between her and the summer servants. But I'll probably pull hard for Kama. And I won't care really at all about Oh yeah, nullify buff. Okay, so to handle the nullify buffs, which yeah, there's 3 unremovable nullify buffs. They're 1-hit dodge. So I think I can kill Ibaraki Doji fairly easily. Actually, let's try this. Give this to her. No invul, but she gains the NP. And her NP itself has a buff that she gives that. Yeah, she increases her own NP strength. So that buff will miss and eat up another one. I could also use Merlin's invul. I can use his invul. I can also use his hero creation. Actually, I might be able to. Well, yeah. Let's see. But it also might not be worth NPing quite right now because the dodges will here's what I'll do. I'll use the quick chain. Yeah. Arjuna's June 22nd. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not rolling for Arjuna then. I'll do 1 ticket. That's what I've generally been doing. If there's any servant that I either kind of want or that I know is like super good, but I want to save. But if I still want to save my Saint Quartz and stuff, I've just been doing one ticket. Right, so I can use Merlin's NP to eat up some of the nullify buff, but I don't think I want to use his NP right now. Actually, you know what? No, I do want to use his NP right now. I think it's important that I eat up all the debuff or the buff blocks. Fortunately, the arts chain will be kind of wasted. What's the overcharge on that? You're not interested in the summer? Oh, huh. But Da Vinci Lily. Oh, nice. Yeah. I hear she's really good too, writer. But yeah, I'm more into the summer than Da Vinci Lily. I'll probably throw a ticket or two her way. Maybe even a 10 roll. Or decrease critical rate. In that case, let's do that. So now I'm pretty sure that will kill the Lancer, Ibaraki Doji. Okay, Assassins. So I think nobody will get anything, but now Bradamante is capable of getting buffed. Here's Sinval. Fun. How long does that last? 3 turns. Alright, that's fine. Guess I need to prioritize killing him. And I'll probably use Bradamante's Guts. I'll use it this turn, actually. Yeah.
気力十分。はい、楽しみます。
Bradamante might be able to NP next turn, we'll see. Yeah, I think she... Yeah, her... Well, with her third skill, she should definitely be able to... okay. But... Getting damaged. Good. Alright, so to kill the assassin... I think we can do that. We can't use the invul to protect from his NP. Let's see this thing. Buster effectiveness. For yourself, okay. Red Star gather rate, Crystar drop rate for one ally. Not a great card spread. Okay, I'm gonna use that on Bradamante. In the hopes that... okay, I was hoping for more crit stars on her, but hopefully she can manage to crit here. But either way, she'll make a lot of crit stars. Ooh, she got the stun. Great. So even if the NP doesn't kill the assassin, the stun's gonna... Okay, good. Oof. Alright, now we gotta kill... Definitely gonna kill the assassin. Bradamante I don't think is long for this world, unfortunately. Yeah. There's no way for me to heal her anytime soon. She does have a guts. That counts for something. But I think it might be better to use her NP charge on someone else. Guess I'll use it on Merlin. It'll also remove his... Yeah, the curse. This will give her a bit of a crit buff. Or, not a crit buff, buster buff. Now their pierce invuls are gonna go away next turn, I believe. Yep. Let's try that. One's definitely bad enough to kill him. Then, yes, nice buster crit. Okay, so I think Merlin... shit. Of course she had to target him. I guess I should have used an invul on him to keep him alive. But we're down to the last servant now. So she has one evade. Crit rate. Oh, she's got the pierce invul, huh? Okay. Yeah, it does work quite a bit, like... They're both gonna NP. Bradamante, unfortunately, her guts is out. So the only way Ketz is gonna survive is if she has enough defense just as a ruler. Now, not that it matters, but this guy's NP actually pierces any sort of defense buffs, so it can be annoying, but I don't have any defense buffs to play with anyway. There's no point in using this, but whatever. No point in using Ku's dodge. Actually, no. Oh no, the Pierce Invul is only on Maeve. Right, right. So actually, they can survive. Ku can definitely survive just fine on his own. I guess Bradamante is the one I'll let die, and I'll see if I can keep her alive. Yeah, I forgot that, yeah, the others... Pierce Invul had run out. Now, do I have enough on Kets to kill? This is not my coup, by the way, but I think Coup can definitely pull it off. But behind Coup, I actually have my own Asagami Fujino, and she can definitely pull it off at this point. This is just a matter of time. I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to try to get rid of... Yeah, go big or go home, that's what I say. I'm going to try to get rid of the more annoying Drake. Okay, yeah, she's got it. I feel like there's something funny to be said about Quetzalcoatl killing Drake in terms of historical stuff, but I don't know. Because Quetzalcoatl, of course, was a South American, Central American god, and Drake was a Was he a conquistador? No, he was British, but he's not a conquistador, but he was a colonialist of a sort. And I think that's why he's considered chaotic evil in the game, in her alignment. Okay, so took care of Drake. Summer Maeve. Do I want to get rid of Mephistopheles now, or should I work on Summer Maeve? I think what I'll do is I'll activate this. That way that first hit will hit. Then I'll do this to try to build up Ketz's NP. And if I can get Ketz's NP going, then that might be enough to actually kill everyone. Yep, that's Coup for you. He's when he's got the dodge and the set everything up, he's great, but doesn't have that much HP, and he doesn't when you got class disadvantage, still fucked. Right, so let's use her guts and that. Here's what I'll do. Reduce cooldown and buff her up. And I think her Brave Chain here will be enough to pull it off, but not sure. Because, of course, she doesn't have any class advantage, but she also has the event damage buff. Okay, she's got it. I wonder why they made Summer Maeve the boss. Okay, so this was not too hard of a challenge quest. Like I said, it reminded me a lot of Narrowfest Year 1, but just a much easier version in a way, because all these buffs... First of all, in that Narrowfest quest, every enemy had a buff when they entered the field and a buff when they died. In this one, it seems enemies only had one or the other, and they were nowhere near as crazy hard as the ones in Narrowfest. Alright, yeah, GG. Now I guess I'll do one farming, or I'll burn up the rest of my AP on this. And then I think I'll probably do at least one or two of the matches. No, actually. The one thing is, on my Korean account, I don't have enough of the Lucha masks, or what is it, Lucha belts, to do the matches, because in FGO KR, the event started a couple days after it did in NA. But here is my 3 to 5 turn. It's on average 4 turn, but usually it's 4. Sometimes it's 5. Very rarely it's 3. But I figure if I did 5 slots, I could do a 3-turn. It's just that I know there's enough time right now that I don't need to. I think on Tuesday, maybe, I'll start running 3-turn comps. So what I like to do is use double waiver. First turn with a guaranteed crits, I like to try to build up NP. Basically, I just need Jailter to pick up 9% somewhere, I believe. Yeah, so at this point, actually, I can, let's see. The math. Yeah, this works out. So what I can do is give this to Jailter, give this to herself, give the attack buff, and then bring in Waver. Get another attack buff. And actually, at this point, I can save the other buffs for another turn, but it doesn't really matter. And I can do this. Now, Bradamante's Arts card here doesn't matter, but figured this one guarantees that I'll kill them. And now, NP1 Bradamante here... Or actually, no, Bradamante doesn't matter. So here I use Jailter, and Jailter being NP5 and having an event damage buff. Yep, just clears the whole wave without need of any help. I kind of wish the attack buff she gave everyone with her NP lasted just one more turn, because then I could take advantage of it for Bradamante here. But here, Bradamante with just the buffs that she has now, with a low roll, I think she leaves Moriarty with like 5k health, and with a typical roll, she just kills him outright. Oh, more than 5k, but the next hits always do it. But this has been my main farming team for this. Also, you'll notice I used my thing on Waver. So I decided to spend 3 rare prisms to buy the extender, because you get one for free from an event, I think, which I already used on Saber Shiki. But I decided it's worth it to for me to trade 3 rare prisms, basically, for 30 Saint Quartz down the line. That's sort of what the trade is. 3 rare prisms plus a lot of time, like a lot of time, equals 30 Saint Quartz way later. Well done, Reindeer Master. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Have you been farming the event as well? Like with the like a 3-turn or anything like that? You'll use one for your Scotty? Yeah, Scotty's also a great option, isn't she? Now for this, I think it makes sense for me to use the crit buff this way. Oh. You haven't really been farming? Oh yeah? Is it just like you feel like you have everything you need at this point? Like I said, for me, it's just been about the bones. Because of the bones, I just want farm, farm, farm. But at least in terms of the gems, I feel pretty happy with all the gems I have. I haven't had a need for more gems in a while. But that said, that can change. Because every 5-star needs 51 gems. Yeah, having to empty your box is a pain. Right. That's also another annoying thing, right? They never updated... Actually, no, they did update only once the interface for collecting collecting stuff from the lottery boxes. And I mean, thank God they updated it, but still, even with the update, it's really bad and slow. Oh, you finished your exam 2 days ago? Congrats. That must feel very satisfying. I hope that means you're done with exams and stuff, at least for 2020, so you get to relax for the next couple of weeks. I mean, for me, I still have work throughout for the rest of the year, but I do have Christmas off, and I do plan on taking it easy, basically, for the most part. So, be nice holidays. But yeah, you'll finish 11, because I guess you need to finish 10 if you want to get all the lore and the gold foes and all that, right? But after you do 10, it's like the rest is just only if you really want to keep farming, right? I didn't set a target for myself or anything like that, but I think I'd be pretty happy if I hit... Well, let's see, I don't know. I guess if I hit 200, I'd be pretty ecstatic. I don't know if I'll hit that. I don't know if I have enough gold apples to hit that, actually. I started the event with something like 60 gold apples. Now I only have about 40 left. I'm planning to go down to 0 gold apples. But I want to have maybe 20 silver apples and like a few hundred bronze apples. Oh, and you also need... Oh, you just need 2 more foe? Nice. Get Oresh. Oh, ironically... Well, maybe it's not ironically, but even though you're not farming the event, I think Oreshkigal works as a decent farmer at this event. But then again, I've also heard she can be hard because her attack's pretty low. And she doesn't have an event damage buff. Right, so I have... Basically, I've got 40 boxes so far. Yeah, if I want to hit 200, that means 5 times as much. So yeah, I got 40 gold apples. Think I was at about 100 silver. I will keep getting more bronze as I play the event, but yeah. So I guess one nice thing is there is a little bit of flexibility in my team in that I don't need double waiver. I can also do it with a single waiver and a Scotty, because Scotty can provide the 50% NP buff as well. Although to be honest, like, yeah, there's a lot of RNG here because the first 2 turns, if you get some arts cards, you might not even need any charged. But you also get unlucky. You need a lot of charge. Well, you are always guaranteed to, at most, you need a certain amount of charge. And you might not be able to get it with your face cards. Yeah, like here, this isn't a very good... This isn't... actually, do I have enough? Yeah, I have enough. Because Bradamante can get up to 50 using her own skill. And then Scotty can bring her up to 80. And then, actually, here I like to go ahead and use her skills. And then I can have Scotty swap out for Waver. Waver can fill out. And you can also use face cards on this wave to build up NP. So for example, if I didn't have Waver here, I could have used Bradamante's face cards here like this, and I think if one of them crits, okay, if one of them critted, she would have gotten up to 100. Doesn't matter because I'll have Waver top her off next turn anyway. But that's also another option, so again, I think you don't necessarily, or you don't need the 100% NP charge that a Waver plus a Scotty or a double Waver can provide, but it offers a bit of flexibility. I haven't really experimented with 3-turn teams yet with 5 slots, but I figure I'm at 7 total CEs right now. If I have just one more, I'll be able to max limit break, and I'll be able to do a 5-slot team, and I think I'll try doing a 3-turn with 5 slots. Yeah, already 1 hour. Yeah, I guess I consider generally like 1 hour to be a short stream, but I'm probably gonna end the stream soonish in like, cause I have plans with some friends in about an hour and a half, so I figure I'll stream for maybe another 15 minutes, and then call it, and then prepare. My friends and I we're gonna watch a movie online together, like not in person, unfortunately. And we're planning to watch The Host, which is a pretty fun Korean movie. Directed by Bong Joon-ho, who's the guy who directed Parasite, which happened to win Best Picture this year. Or I guess last year. Parasite is a movie I've seen, but what is it? The Host is a movie I've seen 3 times already, actually. It's a very good movie. I like it quite a bit, as you might guess. But I have some friends who are big horror movie fans, but they don't like watching horror movies by themselves. So during the quarantine, one activity that we've sometimes done is watching horror movies together with video chat on. Yeah, The Host is sort of a horror movie, but I will say it's not a... It's a very unusual horror movie. Certainly not one that I would say you want to... It's like, if you watch it alone in the dark, like, you're not really gonna get scared. It's not a very scary horror movie per se. But yeah, it is very interesting. I do recommend it highly. It's funny at times, very funny. Alright, so here's a way, one round where I didn't need to use Waver's first skill for that 30% MP. Just got it naturally. Hmm. Yeah, I've been thinking, just not sure how well I'm managing my time in the farming here. Because of course, the advantage of a 3-turn is that you can eat away, you can burn through your apples much more quickly. Like, the difference between 4-turn and 3-turn is actually much bigger, I think, than between 5-turn and 4-turn. Because of the fact that when you do a 3-turn, the enemy never gets a single chance to move. So there's a lot of value in being able to pull off a 3-turn. I don't want to sacrifice the slot. Yeah, I guess I should just stick with my current plan, which is going with the 3 to 5-turn, average 4-turn, and until I get my next CE drop, at which point I'll have I'll be able to run a 5-slot team, along with, maybe I'll use a kaleidoscope and do double Scotty refund with Parvati. I could try that. Yeah, one thing I don't like about Bradamante is that she does not have enough hits on her NP to refund very well. Even with double Scotty and Paracelsus, she refunds something like 30%, maybe 40 sometimes, with yeah, in that range. Good evening. All right, well, yeah, enjoy Genshin and Oh, you're playing Cyberpunk. Yeah, See you next time. I hope you enjoy. Cyberpunk's a game that I wonder if I'll ever get around to playing it. It seems really cool, really big, but I have so many games on the to play list. Not sure if I'll ever get around to it. It's kind of surprising to me how much they fucked up the console release. I've never heard of a game getting taken off the store like that and having refunds offered, just no questions asked. Like, I could imagine that for like some indie game or some minor game that, yeah, that was just kind of the developer or the publisher's like third string kind of game that they barely pay any attention to. But Cyberpunk, that has been like in the news for literally years. At least the past year, it's been one of the top talked about games, anticipated games, if not the top. And and they somehow messed up the console release that much. You know, it just, yeah, it surprises me. Because if I were a betting man, and if you asked me to bet if the Cyberpunk 2077 launch would go well, I would have bet yes. I would have definitely bet yeah that CD Projekt Red, they're a good company, and the publishers, whoever they are, have clearly been paying a lot of attention to marketing and stuff. So I would have expected that they're on top of the ball and everything. So I thought, yeah, it's gonna go smoothly. The game's gonna be great. It's gonna be like a Rockstar release where it's just everyone's anticipating it for years, and it comes out, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, it's the most amazing thing ever." And then turns out, no. Speaking of CD Projekt Red, I guess I should. One game that I do have on the back burner that I need to keep getting back to is The Witcher 3. I started playing that game in the summer and got probably 20 plus hours into it, I think. So a decent amount. But ended up, well, playing Genshin Impact. That's part of it. And, yeah, I guess at first when I started playing Genshin Impact, it felt pretty similar to The Witcher 3. It's got that open world general vibe. You teleport places, and it's got kind of a medieval world setting. But of course, they're two very different games. I would say actually Genshin Impact's combat I like better than the combat in The Witcher 3, even though you would think that The Witcher 3 being kind of a traditional, maybe not a traditional, but a more regular release game might have a better combat system. And I could see somebody might argue that it does, but I don't think so. I think Genshin Impact probably has a better combat system. At least one that I enjoy more. Yeah, it's funny to think about. But like I said earlier, the thing about Genshin Impact that I don't enjoy so much is sort of the world or the challenges they build around the combat system. Yeah. Namely, things like the domains where they have fireballs chase you around briefly, or shock you, or increase the cooldown on your things. I just find those challenges to be unfun challenges. Man, I do not get tired of seeing that ass. Like, oh man. There's just some NPs in this game, even though you see them over and over and over again, and they never change. Now, some NPs have some minor variations, right? But most of them don't. And this one doesn't. even so, it's like I never get tired of some NPs, and this is definitely one of them, I'll say. Right, I'm gonna do some farming on my Korean account, actually. Let's see. I figure, yeah, I got my farming team on my NA account on, and on my Korean account here, you can see it's the same event, of course, but since it opened a couple days before or after the NA did, it still got this lock. It says that it's gonna be at noon Korea time, which is actually in like 5 hours. And right now the latest one to open is the silver, the last node of the silver. But I still need to farm more of the bronze currency, because I need bullets and all that. So I'll just do run here. And then, yeah, then I guess I'll call it a stream. That'll be about an hour and a half. And then I think during the week, once the everything unlocks in FGO KR, maybe I'll do it on Wednesday. Tuesday might make sense, actually. I could do some Genshin Impact on Wednesday if it's gonna be 1.2 launch. Yeah, so probably on Tuesday I'll do FGO, do some of the challenge, do the challenge quest in KR, and go through the matches. I might do some pulling because I want to pull on my Korean account. Do at least one 10 pull when there's both Quetzalcoatl and Bradamante on raid up. To be honest, I guess I'm more interested in Quetzalcoatl, especially since she is story locked, versus Bradamante being in the general pool. But I also kind of want to get Bradamante on my Korean account, especially since she will make farming a bit easier for this event. But I'll only do 110 pull total, so I'm not really dying to get either of them. And I've been lucky enough on my Korean account to have Ruler Martha at NP2, so I'm not really dying to pull Ruler Martha. Like, and it's for that reason actually I'm not too heartbroken that I didn't get Ruler Martha on my NA account either, because I have her on my Korean account anyway. Yeah, so in this banner on my Korean account, I think the one I really want the most is Quetzalcoatl. She's the one I have the least of, because I don't have her at all on my Korean account or on my NA account. I just have 3 copies of her, or NP3 of her, on my alt account. And I will say, Quetzalcoatl is... I feel she's a little underrated. I don't think she gets talked about enough as a fantastic single target rider. And I guess part of it is that Ozzy is a single target rider and he's in the general pool, which means you're more likely to get multiple NPs of him than Quetzalcoatl. And unfortunately, Ozzy is just better than Ketz. Like, Ketz does one thing better, which is... Oh, she does a couple things better, to be fair. But one thing she does better is she has a 30% self-NP charge, whereas Ozzy has a team-wide 20% NP charge. And also Ketz has a crit buff. But... And also she has a guts, which is... Ozzy doesn't have a hard defense like that. So yeah, to be fair, Ketz does quite a few things better than Ozzy. But the fact that Ozzy can guarantee Imperial Privilege to himself and has a higher attack just makes him a monster in a way that Ketz can't compete with. And I think it doesn't help that their NPs are very similar because they both have, I believe, well, so no, I know for a fact they both have NP seal on their NPs. And I know Ozzy has a defense down debuff, but I think Kets has a is it a burn? It's a burn or a skill seal or something like that, along with an NP seal. No, it's not a skill seal. Anyway, it's not as nice as the defense down debuff. So her NP is very similar to Ozzy's, but just not as good in a lot of ways, mainly. And that's sort of what I would say Quetzalcoatl is in a nutshell. She's like Ozzy, but just not as good. And like I said, that's why I think she might be a little underrated, because even though she's not quite as good as Ozzy, she's really good. She's still really good. I like her a lot. Very powerful, single target, Buster NP. Pretty solid Buster buff, 3 turns, guts. And seeing her doing a suplex on a giant enemy is always fun. On like a dragon or a demon pillar. That, like, the one thing that she clearly outclasses Ozzy, and not by a little but by a lot, is her NP animation. Ozzy's NP animation's just kind of boring, to be honest. Like, at first it looks pretty epic. These 2 pyramids coming out of top and bottom and like crushing your enemy and everything, and you see all these like attack numbers go as he does it. But that has nothing on Quetzalcoatl just like throwing the guy up in the air or something like that, and then catching it and then smashing it down onto the floor. Yeah, that's, I guess Quetzalcoatl is probably like, in terms of NP animation, I would say she's at least A tier, maybe S. I don't know, like, I'm not sure who would be S tier, to be honest. Bradamante would be close, maybe. Skahak would be up there. She might be an A plus or an S. Ruler Martha is definitely at least an A. But yeah, Ryder Ketz is definitely A plus, maybe S. Hokusai. I think her NP might be an S. And she does it without fan service, which is pretty impressive. Like, imagine if it had fan service on top of it. That would be, she might be the only S plus ranked NP animation in the game. Right, so for this, I like to charge up everyone's NPs at the beginning, so that if the fight goes on long enough, I can use it twice. Now, I don't try to focus too much on getting the NP, or on prioritizing the NP charge. I'll generally try to get NP up while doing damage, like that. So, for this wave, I generally like to use Hokusai's NP, but of course I don't have that available yet, so I think Martha, ooh. Wow, she almost took down the whole thing. Pretty darn close. Okay. So yeah, that should do a good job building up NP, and yeah. Let's focus on the middle golem. Oof, that's bad RNG. If she just did 15 more points of damage, would be done with this. Alright, but now I'll be able to use their skills next turn. Everyone will have their NPs up, so I'll be able to just end the fight next turn with Hokusai's NP followed by... Let's use Martha's NP, just for the heck of it. Because both MHXX and... Oh wait! Is Martha... Oh, the cooldown on this is 1 turn longer, huh? Okay, in that case I guess it'll be MHXX. That's a little surprising. Because this skill's not all that good. It's a 30% self-NP charge, which is nice, I guess, but so are these, and these both offer actual good utility on top of them. This one's a 30% NP charge, and it offers something only if you're on a watery field. Now, of course, for Martha, this skill, the NP charge is always 30%, I think. Is it? No, I might be wrong. I think it's always 30%, right? Whether it's level 1 or level 10? Or is the other skill from 20 to 30? Or at least that's what I thought, but now when I see the skill, it says level 10 next to the NP charge description. So that's having me doubt it a little. Let's look it up. Oh no, it does scale from 20 to 30, huh? Yeah, that's surprising. And her attack buff from the waterside battlefield's not all that great either. It's only 20% at max level, and it's only for herself. Yeah, I mean, I guess she just maybe got outclassed by these foreigners. But alright, so I think I'll call that a stream now. I'm pretty happy with how things went in the FGO NA. I was surprised by the matches being actually trivial. I thought they were going to be somewhat difficult, but they're not even easy, they're trivial. And the challenge quest was somewhat a little easier than I expected, but still fun, still a bit of a challenge. So yeah, normally I would be streaming at about 40 minutes from now on a Sunday, but like I said, I had plans tonight, so I won't be streaming again until probably, like I said, Tuesday at the earliest. Yeah, I'll probably do some FGO KR stream then. But anyway, until then, thank you for coming, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.